It is now March and our time has changed and it's later in the day. So I think it's officially spring. Not really. I think we have another maybe a week or two before it's officially spring, but it's good enough for me. So I am redecorating this island for spring. Now, generally when I cook, I take every bit of the decoration off and just use it as a cooking area. However, when I'm not cooking, and especially if I have guests coming, I decorate this island and make, I guess we would call it an islandscape. And so that's what we're going to do today, because generally I have a tray with several items on it, and it's usually located just about where this is now. But we're going to make a lot of changes because I want this to look more spring-like. I did have a brass tray and everything that just kind of evoked more of an autumn winter feel. So now it's spring and we're going to lighten things up. This is not as heavy as it appears. It looks like cement, doesn't it? Well, it is not. It's made of fiber stone. And in the center, I've already hot glued some florist foam because I have some greenery stems that I'm going to place in that foam so they'll stay in place. Ordered these stems of greenery from Amazon, and they are very natural looking, and I have to say they are of good quality, and they have a and actually I think more, they're supposed to have a 2-branch effect, so you want to flare these out if you are planning to make this type of a centerpiece. And this centerpiece will be very large, and if I find that the scale is way too large, I have another place to place it. So I have a plan B for it. So we're going to flare these out and bend and twist so they have a more natural look. This way you can manipulate it any way you want before you place it in the styrofoam. Now, I say styrofoam, it's florist foam. So this, if you can see, against white. By the way, this dress is also from Amazon. I went Amazon crazy lately, and this dress is listed below in the information box. I absolutely fell in love with this dress. I'm going to step over here so maybe you can see it. This is a machine washable dress, which is amazing to me, and I have this raffia belt, which I'll also link below, and these are Valentino flat rock stud sandals. So if you are looking for a great summer dress, I recommend this, and it comes in several colors. And I think it comes in some patterns too, not just solid colors. So if you were one who likes floral dresses in the summer, I believe they have those. So there is one stem. Let's see what we can do. Just trying to get an idea of how tall this is going to be. I want it to be substantial and take up a lot of space. But like I said, if it appears that it's going to be in the way of my work in the kitchen, I'll have to find another spot for it. I have an idea of where I'm going to put it, but I don't want it to interrupt my work area. That is a little crooked. So I'm going to put this on time lapse so you can see everything that I'm doing. saw me put in at the very end was Excelsior moss. It is a sage green, and when you look down into this, it looks almost like a bird's nest, and it looks very wild and natural. This one I may cut off. You probably noticed I cut 3 of the 6 branches shorter. Then I went back and cut a couple more. So this is the only one that I've left its original height, and I think I might, after looking at it for maybe a day or two, decide to go ahead and cut it as well, because it may be just overpowering this room. But so far, that is what I was looking for, was just a very natural look. Even though these are faux branches, I have in my house mostly live plants, but I do have some faux plants, and I don't mind it at all. I know many of you are opposed to faux plants, but if you were going to leave something in one spot for a long time and say these are just branches that you cut off a tree, you would never be able to leave them as they are. Now, when I go outside and I cut palm fronds and I put them in a big vase, I put water in it, but it does get kind of murky looking after a while, so you don't really want that in your house. That's usually out on my lanai, but this is in my kitchen, and I don't want that musty smell of having branches in water. So I'm going to leave this as it is for now, and then I'm going to add a couple of more items. I have some serving ware, and it is white and it has gold beading, and I will put the name of this below. I'm looking on the back for the name and I can't find it, and I don't remember who manufactures this, but I will find that for you and put it below. So I'm trying to decide, since I want to stay with a white theme, but I need something else to go with it. Let's place this right here for the moment, and later you can always add candy to that, or float flowers in it would be pretty. And let's see what else I have. I have a small vase that I am going to add, for the moment, these faux flowers. And then I need to find some fresh flowers, and you know, I can always go and get bougainvillea out in the backyard by the pool and put those in it. But we're just doing this as an experiment, and I'm giving you some ideas for springtime. And this looks somewhat like I would want it to look if I used real flowers. Now, if I want that pop of pink, my bougainvilleas are pink, so they would, of course, be much brighter than this. However, if I wanted to have daffodils, daffodils would look beautiful in this little vase. But I don't have any daffodils at the moment. So let's put this here. And then when I get some fresh flowers, I'll replace these artificial flowers with fresh flowers. But this gives you a general idea of what we're talking about. And I know daffodils are blooming all over the south. I don't know how far north they're blooming. We don't have daffodils here that I've ever seen. It's too warm for them. But we do have bougainvillea, and we do have orchids. I wish you could see my orchids, and I might put a little clip of my orchids here because they're all blooming. I have the purplish pink orchids, and I have the white orchids. And I usually keep the white orchids in the front of my house, and then the bright pink ones I plant in the back because my bougainvillea are pink, and so they kind of coordinate. So we now have this and this, which I think I'm going to move right there. And remember, don't think that these have to stay artificial. This can absolutely be the flowers you find at the grocery. Freshen those up any chance you get. Now, I also found this little tray with a dome. It's a cheese tray with a dome, and I thought that was really cute. And you're probably seeing a glare from the camera. However, if the light's not on, you can see inside that. And I think I will move this back just a bit. Let's see what we have going on. Just a tiny bit. Now, wouldn't that be cute for the upcoming Easter season with candies? And since it is almost Easter, I have something I can put in this cheese dome. I have these cute ceramic bunnies. Let's place those in there. How adorable is that? And then after Easter, I can put anything I want to in this dome or nothing in the dome. You could just leave it as it is because I'm trying to bring out the gold in that. And that's why I chose to use this dome. Many of these items I've had for a very long time. And I have cabinets in my garage full. I have cabinets in my garage. They're full of decorative items and serving pieces. So I just go out and shop in my cabinets, and that's what I've done today. But I'm going to try to find everything for you and put it, like I say, in the information box below and a link so you can find it as well. And then I'm also going to include the dress. This dress has pockets, by the way, which you're going to love. These belts come in 3 colors. There's white, very light taupe color, and this one that looks much more dark. It has a kind of a canvas look to it. Well, I think that has a very, very spring-like feel to it. Absolutely love that. You could add, if you didn't want to have just the greenery, you could add some flower stems. If you have those fresh daffodils, you could put a little base of those in and have those sticking out. Of fresh daffodils would be so pretty, and I do miss daffodils, and I think that I might find them at the grocery potted. Ooh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go to the grocery, try to find some potted daffodils because they won't grow outside in my yard, and I could use those. Put them here, put a pot of them in here, and with the soil in them in a pot, they will last quite a while. So I'll have a mixture of fresh flowers and then faux flowers and faux greenery. So this just gives your kitchen a burst of spring, and you don't have to leave it like this very long. Until you get bored with it, then move it somewhere else. And that's what I found with a lot of interior decorating, is that you're not really bored with your entire house, you're just bored with a few items, and you can change those up easily and refresh your house room by room. So today we have refreshed the kitchen island, and I am so excited about it. Now, when I make dinner, I have to move this, but that's okay. I've been doing it for years. You know, I love having everything decorated, but I also like to cook, so I have to make sure I have things that I can move easily. And this is easy to move, and all of the small items, of course, are easy to move. So keep that in mind. And like I say, if you find this is too large for your kitchen, you can use the same idea and you can place it somewhere else in your house, even in a corner on the floor, beside a cabinet, beside a sofa. I just think it's so simply beautiful. Next week we're going to make springtime desserts. They are beautiful and delicious, and I really want to tell you what they are, but I'm not going to, because I want you to have the entire experience of how they're made, what they look like, and what they might taste like, because they are beautiful and delicious, and they're perfect to use for an Easter brunch or a bridal shower or a bridesmaid's brunch, because that season's coming up. It is springtime. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, tap that subscribe button, and don't forget, follow me on Instagram. Bye.